Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've got a video today talking about my experience at Origins 2023. Top 10 games I experienced there, but I'll talk a little bit first about the convention and about my methodology in choosing these games. So a lot of times when I go to a convention, I kind of have a different focus than at other conventions. This was the first time I've ever been to a convention, and I worked like it's a 5 day convention, but really Wednesday's kind of light. I worked a shift the other 4 days in the expo hall, so I was just like doing a ton of working, which was fun. Like I was working for All Play, demoing games. I love to demo their games because they're super easy to teach. Teach games to a lot of people. They play them, have a good time. It's nice. I also got a bunch of booth credit from them. Got a bunch of games, traded with other booths to get booth credit from them. Really cool. But as such, I didn't play as many games this time. Though I will say, so I didn't play many games in the expo. I didn't go around and demo that many games, but I did play a decent amount of games from the library. I was with a large group of people. I think we had maybe it was over 20 people in the group chat, and so we would just get together and play games, every night. And there's usually a table or a couple tables with a bunch of us just kind of chilling there, which was great. Um, so yeah, I want to talk about my methodology here. What I'm talking about here with my top 10 games from the fair is games that were new to me. So either I played them for the first time or I talked to someone about them and like got the little, not the demo, but like the spiel, the like tell me about this game for 5 minutes. So as such, games I had played before were excluded. So honorable mention goes to Rail Pass, which I bought from the flea market for like $10 or something like that, because we played this a bunch. I'd already played it before. Kenny owns this game, but yeah, we had a great time with Rail Pass. It's coming back on the top 100. Actually, I think it was number 100 last time I did the top 100. But such a good game. And shout out to Dave, who loves this game, who said this is my new favorite game the first time he played it because it's ridiculous. Um, anyway, so let's get to the top 10. Most of these I don't own. I own a few of them because I didn't pick them up. Number 10 is a game called Factions. I don't remember the designer's name, but Amy and I were walking the expo hall, talked to him about his game. Looks really interesting, kind of like Summoner Wars, but with more going on about terrain, and all these factions that are like based in like not historical fact, but in myth of the various cultures. So it looks like he did a lot of work like researching like for the Mayan faction, like actual Mayan myth and stuff like that. Which sounded really cool. So I'd like to look into it more. Didn't talk to him for too long, didn't play a demo or anything, but seemed really cool. That's number 10, Factions. Number 9 is one of those games I was teaching at the All Play booth. I also played it with Jess on Wednesday night because I was like, I gotta learn this game because I'm teaching it tomorrow. This is Roll to the Top. Very simple roll and write, possibly the simplest roll and write I've ever played. In which you're just trying to basically like match or exceed your numbers. There's a little bit of shenanigans with the dice pool, but just get to the top of a monument and fill in all the numbers and race everyone else. It was nice and simple to explain, so it was probably my favorite game to teach at the All Play booth. And yeah, had a good time playing it. Didn't wind up picking it up. Maybe I would in the future, but we already played Lost Cities roll and write whenever we win a simple roll and write, so probably go with that. Number 8 was Cultivate with the C-U-L-T capitalized. So Marianne really wanted to play this game because they are really interested in cults and stuff like that. This game's ridiculous. It has all these cute little meeples that like symbolize like here's the politicians, here's the drifter, here's the activist, here's a child, and like depending on your faction, you're trying to like get a certain number of these people. So like I was trying to get two politicians in opposing corners and two celebrities in opposing corners to like prepare the earth for the arrival of these aliens that my faction knew were coming. Really fun, really ridiculous. Like for a game that has some take that and is basically just like you got a hand of cards, play a card, draw a card. It was still really good, still really fun. That was number 8, Cultivate. Number 7 is called Journey Adventure Quest. And I played this game with the designer and a couple of random people in the expo hall, and it's a drafting game. A little bit about it's basically build up your character to take on these monsters and get points from your various different missions that you have and stuff like that. Very kind of ideas I'd seen a lot before, but it worked really well. Um, and I love these games with numbers on the left hand side of the card. For whatever reason, I tend to love any game that has numbers on the left hand side of the card, or at least enjoy playing it the first time without a doubt. And then you're adding up some of the numbers or stuff like that, and like layering them out. Good stuff. But yeah, that was Journey Adventure Quest. I considered picking it up, but I'll look for a used copy. Yeah, I don't buy many new games anymore because I can get them with booth credit and stuff like that. Or buy them used. Like, oh, I bought so many games used. Too many games used. That was number 7. Number 6. Finally, I can show you one I got. Hidden Leaders. So this is a game where the guy explained it to us, and I was like, yeah, I'll buy that for, I think it was $25 or something like that. So I did buy this one new. One of 2 games at the convention that I bought new. The other one's coming up. And in this game, you play as a leader, and you have 2 different factions. Oh man, I was going to show you some of these pieces in this box. It's too difficult to open. So you play as a leader, and then there's this faction track board, and you have these different meeples that are going along the board. So you got 2 factions that are fighting, the red meeple and the yellow and the green meeple, but 4 different factions. And like, if both of the meeples are here at the end of the game, the zombie faction wins. If they're next to each other or one away, the blue faction wins. If they're not, and like I said, let's say green's up here and red's all the way down here, the green faction wins. Conversely for the red faction. So you have hidden factions that you are trying to. Yeah, I'm just going to show you one. So if you're this person, you want either the red faction or the blue faction to win. If they do, then, so let's say the blue faction wins. Everyone who has the blue faction as one of the factions that they're trying to get to win, then compares how much influence, how many cards they have that are the blue cards. And then whoever has the most wins. It's very cool, very fun. We did, in fact, play it. It says it plays up to 6. I've only played a 4-player game so far. But I was a big fan. Yeah, I love a good track, and the different factions makes it definitely very interesting. All the cards work differently, and then they have some weird names. So like, I can't. Where's my whale man? There's a whale man that was great. But yeah, here we have a vegetarian shark guard on the back, so that's nice. Yeah, fun theme, nice production. Yeah, it's a big fan. That's Hidden Leaders. Number 5 is a game called Stone Spine Architects. This is a game where you play a minotaur building a labyrinth as part of your final like exam for architecture school or something. Weird theme. From the designer of Cartographers, which is a fantastic game. That alone was enough to get me interested in it. It's also from Thunderworks Games. They just have great productions. Like they really know how to make a good board game. Certainly, I don't love all their games, but that's based on the rules that I don't love it. Anyway, Stone Spine Architects, you're drafting cards and then playing it, I think, and then playing them out into your grid here to make a little labyrinth. It looked really fun. I'm excited to give it a try. Yeah, that's number 5, Stone Spine Architects. Number 4, I need to pick up a copy of this used. This is a game called Ohanami, which is a very simple drafting game. Again, a lot of drafting games in here. But basically, you have 3 columns, and then you have these numbers that go from like 1 up to 100 and something. And you draft 2 cards at a time. You can play them in any of your 3 columns, but you can only add cards to the end of each column. So if this column ends, the highest card in this column is 86. You could play an 87 or higher, or you could play something lower than the lowest card, but you can't slide anything in between. The cards score in different ways, so like certain blue cards might be worth more than green cards, might be worth more than gray cards, stuff like that. It was just really quick, really fun. like instant dopamine hits and instant like, I wish I could play this card, which is great. Love that. Love that game. It really works. That was number 4, Ohanami. Number 3 is the other game I bought new at the con, and that is Trailblazers, the deluxe edition. So Trailblazers is this fascinating game where you are building this little. It's another drafting game. You're building this grid of these different paths. So you have your biking paths, your kayaking paths, which are also called rivers, I do think, in real life, and your hiking paths. Um, and so you have to like be playing these cards out so that you can create these little paths. But all these cards have like multiple paths on them, like most of them do. And so you're trying to just make it work, and like you can't make it work. Like it's really hard, but really satisfying when you're like, especially with the game we played, like I managed to get this giant because there was a goal of like have your kayaking path surround both the other camps. And I managed to get this giant kayaking path on the very last card that gave me a ton of points. And I may have won, I can't remember. But yeah, anyway, Trailblazers, yeah, really, really fun. Plays up to 8 because we have the deluxe edition. Um, and yeah, the production quality is crazy. Comes with 2 expansions in the box that we haven't tried yet. Um, yeah, that's number 3, Trailblazers. Number 2 is Fiction. So this is another game that I picked up this is a game that I picked up from Allplay with my booth credit. This was like their popular game at the convention. This people love this game. This is competitive Wordle. People love Wordle. I say competitive. It's one team against the person who's giving the clues. The trick here is the person giving the clues is called the librarian, L-I-E, brarian, and every time they answer, they have to lie. So here we have the secret word is crown, and they have, in the first guess here was sharp, they have guessed, well, they've said, like, no, there's no S, no H, no A in the word. There is an R, but it's in the wrong spot. That's right. There is a P, but it's in the wrong spot. That's a lie. There's no P. So really interesting decision space on the part of the librarian to like have one lie that they are giving, and yeah, the other players are like, oh, so we know this is not the word, but do we? There's also some theming where like you have to choose your word from a page of a classic novel. So you got like Moby Dick in here, and Pride and Prejudice, other stuff. Great game. Really loved it. I've played it twice so far. Haven't had a chance to be the librarian. I definitely want to. That's Fiction. And number 1 was sold out by the time I played it. Otherwise, I probably would have just bought it because it's so much fun. And this is a game called Kapow by Wise Wizard Games, the same people who do Star Realms. This is a dice building game in that each turn you're rolling a bunch of dice and then you're assigning them behind this shield to do like an attack, a defend, and a like improve your dice. So you might get more dice. You can add dice face to some of your dice, and then you can do these crazy attacks. I played the demo version, which is like with no special powers. And I played with this guy I don't know, and he and I both just had a blast. Like it was great. It was all this back and forth. I was like, oh, I've definitely got him here. And then he took me down to 1 life, and I counterattacked for the win, which was like nail biting finish. It was great. It is one of those head-to-head games where you have a certain life pool and you're trying to take the person down to 1 or down to 0 rather. I have a lot of those games, but I kind of want this one too. So I'm gonna I'll pick it up at some point. I'll probably look for a used copy, or maybe if they have a Kickstarter for the 3rd volume, because right now they got volume 1, volume 2. But anyway, that was my number 1 game. I demoed it on Saturday, and they were out of stock by then. Otherwise, I'd have it right now. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Shout out to all the I was there with, especially Amy, Marianne, and Sarah, but also just the whole group full of great people that I spent time with. Shout out to Brian, who saw me and David and Sarah playing Splendor and was like, hey, I've heard of this game. Can you guys talk to me about it? And then we were like, yeah. And then we played a game with him, and then we added him to the group chat. And now he's part of the group, which is cool. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I've got some more videos coming up, hopefully. Got ideas, got top 10s already done. I just, gotta find the time amongst everything. But yeah, thanks for watching. Really appreciate you. Have a great day. Bye.